On this edition of The Ugly Truth, I am mobile today because, well, we have high winds in Seattle, and, well, as you can tell right now, it's not really fun, living in Seattle. Besides the shitty weather, the shitty politics, now we have high wind that is basically screwing everything up. And a lot of people are probably going to lose power tonight because we have high winds here in Seattle. But besides that, let's talk about what's going on in the Senate. Let's talk about what's going on in the House in Washington, D.C. If you guys don't know, well, let's see. Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer decided to do this, saying that they want to pass a bill and the president has to sign it, but there's a little catch to it. No money for the border wall. Period. End of discussion. And you're thinking, well, how much is it going to cost? $5 billion. Oh my God, that's a lot of money. Yeah, except it's 1% of the budget. That's it. That's all. But Nancy and Chuck Schumer don't want to sign it because of a lot of reasons. One, they see these people as potential voters. If you give them enough free shit, they will basically vote for you. And you got a lot of people are thinking, well, hey, if the government shuts down, that's a bad thing. Because Trump has threatened them saying, look, if you don't have money for the border, period, I'm not going to sign anything. And actually, I was watching TV today, and I see Paul Ryan basically say flat out, look, he ain't going to sign it. There's no money in for the border wall, period. He ain't going to sign it. You got to have something to make sure that this is border enhanced security, but they don't want to do it. They say, nope, you got to sign this. Nope, you got to sign this. And Trump's sitting there going, no, we're not doing this. The reason why he doesn't want to do it is because he made a campaign promise saying, look, I'm going to basically have money for the border wall. We're going to build the freaking wall. Pure and simple. We need to build it. Now, if he doesn't do that, guess what? He's screwed in 2020. He will get his ass annihilated. And the Democrats are basically hoping that he caves in. Now, the thing is, Trump can sit here and basically say this automatically. Say, look, I am not going to sign anything without money for the wall. Pure and simple. If the government shuts down, the government shuts down. You got a lot of analysts who are freaking out going, oh my God, the government shuts down, the stock market is going to take a tank, and there's nothing we can do about it. Well, look at the long-term effects. If he doesn't do it, he's going to get killed in 2020, which means we're going to get a leftist in freaking the presidency. And it's just going to be bad. It's funny how, to me personally, when it comes to the Democratic Party, they embrace ideas that don't do anything for anyone. Pure and simple. They just give free shit, free welfare, free, food stamps to people that don't want to work. You got people that come to our country that are not here legally, and they get all this free stuff. That seems really fair, right? Sneak across the border, go on government welfare, government food stamps, have multiple kids, you can get paid doing that, and you don't have to do anything. That seems really fair, right? Towards the average person, going, look, man, I've worked my whole life. I have to give money towards these people over here? Really? Instead of cracking the whip, they don't want to do that. They refuse to do that. I mean, my state's a sanctuary city, and they basically say it's such a great thing. Yeah, it's really great. But they don't tell you the flip side to the coin going, hey, besides the homeless, besides the heroin epidemic that we have, you have a lot of people that are not here legally. They bring their bad intentions with them. And you have no idea who they are. You can't vet them. That makes no sense to me. That really doesn't. Going, okay, some guy comes across the border, we have no idea who he is, we can't verify him, we don't know if this guy is a good person, a cartel guy, a gangbanger, a child molester, freaking a murderer, we have no idea. But again, the Democrat Party wants to ignore all that, especially my home state, they want to ignore that over there. And say, well, we are a welcoming city. Yeah, towards people that are illegal. People that come to this country, I want people to come to this country legally, not illegally. If you come from a poverty-stricken country where there's nothing, and you see America as that shining light on the hill, where you do all the paperwork, you do everything right, you come here legally, you get your citizenship, and you get a job, and you work your way up the food chain, hey, all for you. But someone that comes here illegally, cuts in the head of the line in front of everyone else, that hurts people that actually try to do it legitimately. But again, you know, I just see the world for what it is. And the other thing is that when it comes to like the stock market and stuff, stock market is panicking because government shutdown, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. But the thing about the market is this, it's like a casino. You have good days, you have bad days. Some days, hey, you can win really big, and some days, no, you won't. You'll lose a big chunk of your money. And there's nothing you can do about it. You just stay in, and basically when a stock is really low, you buy it. The market will bounce back. It always does. Unless we have a major recession that makes, you know, what happened in 2008 look like pretty much like a pin drop. But, I mean, there's nothing you can really do about it. All you do is this. You make smart decisions. You save up. You want to go out and buy stuff you want to buy. You go and buy it. If you don't, stock your money away. Have it for a rainy day fund. And that's all you can do, basically. But again, you know, I give Trump credit for saying, look, I'm backing down. Because he knows if he does not do this at all, he's going to lose in 2020. He'll get killed in 2020. Because that's what he promised. You go back on your word, well, you're screwed. And you deserve to get your ass kicked. And that's the end of it. You know, the thing is, I'll say this. I got friends I know that are always, hey, I love Trump no matter what, blah, blah, blah. My reaction is, look, I like Trump, but certain things I don't like what he does. But again, I sit here and say, you know, you're the president of the United States, you're the most powerful man in the free world. And what you should do is run this country. Who cares about other countries? It's none of our business what they do. If they murder a journalist, none of our business. Pure and simple. It's not American citizen. It's not our business. That's the end of it. But if you see people that actually are screwing up, where they're doing stuff that's wrong, where they're ripping us off, where they're crossing the border illegally, making shady deals, or they basically just flat out just freaking lie to you and say that we have to pass a healthcare bill before we know what's in it, and you're sitting there scratching your head going, well, wait a minute, that makes no sense. Why do we want to pass the bill to see what's in it versus going, how about you tell us what's in the bill before I sign the dotted line? But again, that was Nancy Pelosi going, it's so wonderful, so great. Yeah, $1 trillion later, and that doesn't do dick. And we're spending that much money every year on it and more. And also, I've been hearing a lot of rumors what they're going to end up doing is try to see, well, if Obamacare completely collapses, they're going to try to see if they could go to single payer. That means you have to pay more. Does that seem fair to people? I mean, does that seem really fair? Now all of a sudden I have to pay twice as much, and people thinking, oh, that's a great thing. Really? It's a great thing that I have to pay more into the system. A hell of a lot more. Which means it's going to end up hurting everyone. Not by a little bit, but by a lot. Think about that for a second. You're thinking, how the hell would it hurt people, you know, and if someone has a surgery and it's $100,000 or more and more and more, it's like, well, look, someone's got to pay for it. It can't be, you know, all these corporations combined that make, you know, billions and billions of dollars. People thinking, well, they could pay for it. Well, they can't pay forever. Eventually, someone's got to pay for it. And it's going to be the taxpayers. Actually, people that actually do pay taxes will pay taxes on that. And that's going to hurt the market even more. That's going to hurt, you know, the housing market. That's going to hurt, you know, people that are just renting because rent goes up all of a sudden. Now you have to pay taxes on top of that. Yeah, that's what the Democrats' plan was all along. But again, I'm just a simpleton. Guess I just see the world for what it is. Anyway, guys, hope you liked this video. Hope you guys have a fantastic Thursday.